are delighted to welcome two special guests from Smart Technologies, a company that's been driving innovation in collaboration and interactive tech for years. And we're excited to hear what's new. So Stephen Marinoske and Rick Vogel, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Welcome to the studio. How are you guys doing? How's day two?
Oh, it's been a great show. Great traffic, great conversations, the opportunity to build business. We couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, it feels like it's day two of about, it's been a whirlwind tour so far. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. So we're really glad to have you here today. So let's jump in and discuss the hot topics. So you're well known, Smart's well known for K-12, but you're expanding into broader markets. So what's driving that shift, and how is it reshaping your role within the industry?
Yeah, great question. So Smart has been in the education space for many, many years. In fact, we are the originators of the smart board technology. So just remember, it's not a smart board if it doesn't say smart on it.
Right.
Sorry, I had to drop that. But no, we have been expanding for a while into, gosh, all different kinds of areas beyond education, starting with business. And I would say business, blue light, all sorts of different areas where there is the need for interactivity and collaboration, and that's what really Smart brings to the table. So we like to say we're not a product company, we make a great product, but we're a connections company. And so where people need connections, that's where Smart's technology can be used. So our interactive technology is used in business environments, think CEO boardrooms, think police offices, think different areas where you might say, where could I draw out, how would I access a building so my firemen could get in, or how could my police access? This is the kind of thing where our products are perfectly used in those environments. And Stephen, something to add there?
Yeah.
No, it's interactivity is kind of key along that lines. Higher education is another area that we've done strong in, that we have a very good focus in. Federal government, lots of agencies that are out there that are looking for a high degree of interactivity in order to help them with their work and with their decision making. Yep.
And that's really kind of been the legacy, I would say, right, of Smart Technologies, is that connectivity and making those connections matter. Speak a little bit more to you talked about the how, and dig a little bit deeper into the why, if you will.
The why Smart is what we like to talk about every day. It's the connections that matter that you mentioned, but what does that really mean? People want to be heard. People want to be understood. They want to share what their ideas are. So if there's an environment where one person is lecturing and teaching a grand scale of people and discussing back and forth, when they can actually interact visually by writing something on a screen and it's shared among multiple users, that has provided us with a great way to expand learning, to grow knowledge, and to really partner with businesses that want to have that kind of collaboration.
Yeah, so if we talk about interactivity is engagement. And when you engage somebody, they're more present, they're more desiring to be involved with what's going on, so they're more active, and they're more able to contribute, right? So for the business, that means that there's a better return. There's faster alignment with what's going on. There's stronger alignment between people that are involved with the process, and you get a faster return on investment for your time that you've put towards whatever meeting that you're there for, whether it's for brainstorming or sharing ideas or just sharing information.
Yeah, I love that. And so my favorite thing, let's talk about product, yeah? So can you give us a quick overview of the Smart Board Mini and the Smart One launch, and how they support better collaboration but in different environments?
Absolutely. So Smart is an innovator. We've been around for years. We were, as Rick mentioned, we were the first to come out with the Smart Board. We've been innovating for decades, right? And speaking of innovation, Smart Board Mini it's a 27-inch, and if you could imagine everything that you would see or want in a Smart Board but shrunk down, that's really what this is, right? So it's a 27-inch interactive display that has all the connections into it that allow you to connect into projectors or external displays behind you. If you bring your own device, you attach in your laptop to it, all of a sudden that becomes interactive. we're talking about a hybrid workspace and that sort of idea. So we got built-in AV with the built-in camera, microphone, speakers, that sort of idea. And then finally, even though it doesn't come with a brain or a compute, if you want to go beyond, bring your own device, you can slot in what we call an OPS module, and you got built-in Windows or a built-in Android mechanism. So it can be a holistic all-in-one that is built for multitude use cases. It could be anything from, let's say you're in a lecture hall and you have something there and the teacher's facing towards an audience, people remotely are able to be engaged because of the AV component. They can see what's going on behind them on the board, right? Boardrooms, small huddle spaces, work environment, your own personal office. So it's a pretty strong little
Smartboard Mini is bringing the smart experience to everybody that needs it. In other words, instead of just being locked into a classroom or instead of just being locked into a lecture hall, now the smartboard experience, that interactive experience, can be seen and used in small environments, small rooms, anywhere, again, where people want to connect and collaborate.
So I would imagine that many organizations, they'd all benefit from using the smart technologies, but obviously there are more high secure spaces. Do you guys offer any solutions that would work well in those type of high secure spaces?
Yeah, so let me start by kind of talking about what the need is there, because a lot of people don't understand why would you need something that's highly secure. If you think about the federal government, there are three-letter agencies, shall we say, that do a lot of secret and compartmentalized data that needs to be protected, things that we wouldn't want anybody to see. There are times when that data can easily be stolen just simply because there's a Wi-Fi connection or a Bluetooth connection that's available in a product that might be used in that environment. So we were tasked with coming up with something that would be two things. One, TAA compliant, so our government could buy it, which means it has to be made in a country that the US government supports. And number two, that it would be secure and that the government wouldn't have to worry about key critical information possibly being leaked. Stephen, talk about what we did to make that happen.
Yeah, sure. So it's the leaks that you're talking about, whether intentional or unintentional, there are times, and it's not just government agencies, there's lots of private organizations that are out there that are also, information is value, right? And it's critical that they put safeguards around that. So the easiest way to do that is make sure that the product itself cannot possibly leak that out. So under the hood, we have hundreds of engineers that work specifically for Smart, who we are able to task towards certain things, whether it's creating the Mini or whether or not it's being tasked to look under the hood, make sure we design out certain chipsets that should have no place within these type of agencies. Again, any intentional or unintentional radio transmissions that are going on, that sort of idea. No microphones, making sure that people can feel confident and secure, even when they're using a smart board for, again, the highly interactive and engaging environments that they want to use it in. Yeah.
And how does Smart design its products for both sides? So a seamless end user experience as well as for the engineering teams that are responsible for managing and integrating the technology. You've got to try and balance both. How do you design with that in mind?
That's a good question. We do what we can in-house always with the key point of how do we make it as simple as possible, first and foremost to the end user that's going to be using our product, and then secondly as well for the people that need to support it and put it into place, right? So whether you're an AV integrator, how do we make it simple for the end user just to walk in, plug in a device that they want, and it's automatically recognized. It's automatically switched over. You don't need to walk up, press additional buttons, try to figure out how do I switch it, right? So that's one way. For the AV integrator, right? How is it that they can attach any additional peripherals? Are they going to have the right type of slots? Is it going to be recognized the same way? Can you tie your cables together appropriately, hide it? To the IT professional that has to manage all this stuff within their ecosystem. A lot of businesses, they have their own systems like Microsoft Intune or other things that they use to manage their own ecosystem. So we have to make sure that we design our products to work with what they use on a day-to-day basis, not what we want them to.
Right.
And you've really made it so easy to use. And I know there's a lot of people here at InfoComm and watching online. They want to know more about smart technologies. Where can they go to find additional information and check out your product line?
Well, the best place to go is to meet us here at our meeting center booth at number 1589. Had to drop that. You're welcome to drop on by. But please go to www.smarttech.com/business, and you'll find a lot of really positive information about our products, how they can be used, how the interactivity works, and why we're a company where we say connections are what matters.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Great information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen and Rick, for joining us. I found that absolutely fascinating, and I hope everyone goes to check out
Yes.
what you're doing.